welcome back. I'm Kayla, and today on Overcoming Daddy Issues, we will be talking toxic relationships. The thing about daddy issues is that you have some trust issues in there too, and yeah, it's coupled with some lack of self-esteem, but the primary identifier when it comes to daddy issues is that those issues cause a repeated cycle of dysfunctional decisions in relationships with men. I know because I was there. I was always made to feel like what I had to say didn't matter. I was always made to silence myself at times. I was always having to make sure I fit in this perfect little box to make him happy. Maybe that's you. You're out here compromising on your beliefs, compromising on your values, compromising on your morals, compromising on your time. Because when you do try to take time for yourself, you got a problem with it. Maybe you deal with somebody that's a liar or somebody that always condescends you. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that has control issues, and what that's costing you is more than just your peace of mind, but it's starting to strip you of your identity. It's hard for you to look in the mirror and really find respect for yourself because all day long you're being disrespected by the person that is supposed to love you. Those are some of the symptoms of daddy issues, is that we find ourselves in toxic relationships, and that was me. And the cost of that unhealthy relationship was my identity. And it wasn't until I realized what was happening, the passive aggressive behavior and the hope that something would change, that I had to do something about it. You get tired of growing extremely angry because you're trying to express yourself to somebody that is not listening. And that was me. I don't see why you don't understand what I'm telling you right now. What you just said was not cool. If I need to be there for my sister when she calls me and she's in need, don't tell me to take that outside. You should be by my side to help her and me through it. You should be supporting me. That's what I was telling my ex. And he laughed at me and said, yo, you and your family crazy. Y'all got too much going on. And as mad as I was in that moment, what do you mean I'm crazy and my family crazy? We're human and we go through things and we deal with things. That doesn't mean that we need to be demeaned for it or looked down upon for it. But he didn't understand that because, see, it wasn't what he wanted, when he wanted, how he wanted. My time was being devoted to somebody other than him. And because of that, he had an issue. But you see, I can't blame him because it's not his fault that I allowed this type of behavior. It's not his fault that this was the reality I was living, because I was living out of deficiency. I was living out of insecurity. I was living out of my daddy issues. So I let him talk to me how he wanted to talk to me. I let him control my emotions and take me on roller coasters throughout the day. I don't know if I was going to be up or if it was going to be down. And I suffered the verbal abuse and emotional abuse because I wanted to feel that love. And then one day it clicked. Kayla, you deserve so much more than this. You don't have to settle for the life that you created for the past 2 years, though you've given up so much. If you would step out of denial and learn to love yourself for who you are, someone will come along that will bring to you a healthy encounter. You see, the thing about toxic relationships is that they don't all start off toxic. We used to be that way, but that's just the honeymoon phase. Y'all ain't gonna be like that for too long. Sitting at dinner on maybe the 5th date that me and my boo was on, and a couple walked by, and that's what she said, and we looked at each other as we were holding hands and gazing into each other's eyes. It only been about 2 weeks, but hey, that's a story for another day. We knew that this was something that was healthy. This was something that was new. This was something that was different from what we had experienced in the past. So when somebody walked by and looked, We used to be like that. It won't last too long, sis. Imagine what's going through my mind. Let me tell you how I know that this will last. Because this is someone that, because I stepped out of denial in my previous relationship, because I stepped out of settling in my previous relationship, because I overcame daddy issues that would put me in a repeated cycle of dysfunctional relationships and always falling for men who were unavailable emotionally and physically. Because I stepped out of that and I overcame that, I was now experiencing the different side of what it means to be in a relationship. And finally, I could understand what a loving relationship should look like, what a supporting partner looks like, what someone who won't shut me down but build me up speaks like, what someone who values the effort that I put into getting dressed and the way that I walk and the way that I talk, so much so that he won't let me open a door. You see, the thing about stepping out of denial when it comes to toxic relationships is that you give up all the things that you thought you wanted. You give up all the things that you settled for, but you do that so you can gain the things that you deserve. And young women, I want you to know that on the other side of addressing your daddy issues, on the other side of recognizing what the things are that you struggle with exactly, you can find healthy relationships. You can build healthy friendships that aren't codependent or filled with drama. You can discover your identity again. We can dig into these things together so that you can understand who you really are called to be and who you deserve to be treated as. The fearless, powerful, dignified, beautiful, valuable woman that you are. I don't want you to forget it. And I always want you to remember, when you step out of denial, you step into discovering what you actually deserve in a relationship. So let's overcome those daddy issues together and start discovering our value, discovering our identity, and discovering our purpose. I can't wait to see you on the next episode. See you then.